Okay, here's a game. Mr. Two Eyes, d4. Let's go for a Nimzo if I can get it. Yeah, good rating for Mr. Two Eyes. And he's allowing the Nimzo. Cool. Okay, this is the... Is that the same-ish variation where he plays f3 right away? I don't know how to play against that, actually. It's a pretty rare line. Just d4. d5, rather. Okay, so Mr. Two Eyes says he's a fan. That's cool. Nice. So let's see. I think I should take. And then what to do now? Mr. Two Eyes says, hi, YouTube. Okay, so I can take this pawn. If he takes, I'll take back. If I don't take, he can push. I guess the question is, where is my light squared bishop going? Maybe I'll start with this move, b6. That way, pushing is not so attractive. If he takes, that's okay, and it opens up this diagonal. I'm not sure. Maybe the bishop belongs on the a6 diagonal, but it gives it a couple choices, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to get in the move e5 very easily and open up this diagonal. So I think I want to take back with a pawn. So actually that did open up the e5 diagonal. But if he hadn't taken, it would have been hard to open. So maybe b6 encouraged him to take. We will see. So castle here. Try and put pressure on the e-pawn. Yeah, let's castle. He has a couple of checks he could get right away. Not that they seem to lead to a whole lot, but get away from that and I don't have to worry about them. And when I put my rook on e8, it's going to be looking at this pawn. The rook is subject to an attack along this diagonal too if he wants to play bishop to b5. But he just put the bishop on d3, so I'm guessing it'll stay there for a while. Okay, so what now? Can I play c5 here? c5, pawn takes. Maybe, well, I just don't know where to put this bishop, but it can't go here, can't go here. Going there doesn't look that attractive. Let's go ahead and put the bishop on b7 anyway, and then I'll play c4 or maybe knight to d7 first and then c4, rook to c1, that kind of thing. So here, knight to c7, c4 right away. If I play c4 right away, yeah, maybe then I want to play knight to c6, so that might give me some options. Okay, he's thinking. Yeah, come up with a plan. I think he can push e4. Doesn't that open up this bishop? Maybe he couldn't. Is it pawn takes, pawn takes? You have the knight and the rook on it. So he's playing this here so he can play e4. Yeah, I've still got the bishop on it. I guess I have lined up a lot of pieces there. So can he play e4 now? I take. He takes. Take with the bishop, he takes with the bishop, I take with the knight, he takes with the knight, I take with the rook. So it seems like I come out okay at the moment. So let's get this knight into the game and keep the, make sure I keep this diagonal clear because I need the bishop. on this diagonal here to keep the pressure on e4 there. I think at some point he's going to be able to push that forward. Maybe rook to e1. Ah, the knight comes in. That's interesting. So the knight's looking at d6. It can go to d6. It's also looking maybe at a sacrifice on g7 or a check on f6. If there were pressure on my knight, like if the f file opened up, those ideas might be working. But the immediate problem is e6 here, d6. So I guess I will protect that this way. It's nice that I have my knight here protecting my knight, so a rook sack against the knight doesn't yet look like it's working. But it looks like white's position will be pretty strong if once he gets in that e4 move. Looks like he's built up to it pretty nicely. Can I? He's got both his bishops. Stuck squared bishops here. I'm just wondering if I can get away with playing something like g6 to chase that knight back. He has knight h6. Well, putting the knight here has slowed down the e4 push, I guess. But where's my counterplay? That's the question. Maybe maybe this knight goes to f8 and then to e6. That would block the rook. f8 and g6. Something over here. Yeah, so he's bringing his queen in. I think I'm feeling the need for more defense over here on the king side somehow. I guess I'd rather have a knight on g6 than the pawn there and create those pawn weaknesses. Maybe knight g6, bishop c8, and I just trade off that knight. And I would have the knight pair against the bishop pair. Usually not so great. But, well, if I could arrange to win the e-pawn, do that and win the e-pawn, that would be nice. How do I get more pressure on the e-pawn? A knight here, 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 or here. It doesn't look too likely. Doubling the rooks, maybe. But that looks a little bit tough, too. Yeah, maybe he's got the idea of doubling rooks. So, rook e6 immediately, and then the other rook over to e8. Yeah, I could try that. Yeah, it also defends the knight. Yeah, so he's cementing that knight in. Maybe he's going to play g4 and kick my knight out. That would be unfortunate. Where could my knight even go? Say knight g6, pawn to g5. G5 I meant, not g4. This knight goes somewhere. If it goes to... How about this? I play pawn to g6. He plays knight to h6. I play king up. He's going to bring his queen out. He's not going to push the pawn. Okay, so I want knight here. And then I will try and figure out where to put this knight. I don't think it can go to h5, though. That looks too loose out there. No way to defend it. So that means it has to come back to d7 or e8. Probably d7 so I can play rook e8. Looks pretty shaky for me. I think Mr. Two Eyes is doing a good job of building up pressure. Yeah, it brings the rook to the g file. That's very interesting. Okay, so my rook is coming to the e file. How is he going to open the g file? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be moving my knight away. I'm not going to trade anything on the g file if I can help it. Although maybe I need to play, that maybe is one point, maybe I need to play f6 at some point and then the g file will open. Okay, I've got 2 rooks on this guy and he has a bishop and a knight. So I kind of want to chase that knight away, don't I? That's his idea. Okay, so let's vamoose immediately. I want to, like I said, I want to chase that knight away. So let's clear, and I will trade off that knight if I get a chance. Takes back with the bishop. I'll have to move my rook, but the rook could drop back to e7. Okay, there you go. You're gone. And now there's just a queen and a bishop holding the e-pawn. And f6 I think is possible now because if he takes, I'll take with the knight, and the rook and the queen are defending on g7. So he brings the queen out. Let's go for this. I need some kind of no, I need to kind of resolve the situation here. He's building up the pressure and it's just getting worse. I could actually take that e-pawn now at the cost of an exchange. But maybe my pieces are needed here. Oh. See what I did wrong? What I did wrong is the queen can take the knight because there's a pin here. So I need to, I didn't mean to do that. I need to defend something here. Well, let's see if he can break through now. Yeah, rook takes. And I can take here with the king. This knight's in the way. I should take. He's going to check along the g file. Yes, I will run to the corner. Don't see how I'm getting mated just yet, but it's probably just around the corner. Yeah, my bishop is out of play. And the knight's in an awkward spot. The check on the g file is dangerous. King h1, I mean king h8 and rook g8 could backfire. There could be a backfire on white there. Can't play knight f6 because queen g5 check drives my king. And well, if I go to the corner, then he takes the knight. So knight is not yet going there. Okay, so what's the next move? Probably pushing the e-pawn forward, but I still have rook g8. He's got to respond to that first. He sacks the bishop. Oh, and that controls the g8 square. That's a nice touch. So I am taking... the queen check. I take the queen checks and it picks up the rook. There's some other way to handle this. Knight f8. The queen there mates me then. A queen check along this diagonal is pretty dangerous too. So what's the problem with taking? The problem is the check there and taking the rook. So I should find a way to defend the rook. Maybe here. Hitting his queen. If he just trades out, though, he can escape with the bishop and be pawns up and have a winning endgame. Bishop pair against a bishop and a knight. A rook and 2 extra pawns. Well, not a rook. The rooks are even. Bishop pair versus bishop and knight, but 2 extra pawns on the king side. So it's probably a winning endgame. He's going this way, though. Okay. So now there's a discovered check. So I need to threaten this queen somehow to... my king can't move. Let's see. The queen is on a dark square, and the knight can't get to it, and the bishop can't get to it. The rook can only attack from this square. That's too bad. And then where can the queen attack from? The queen can attack from here, here, but it can't get there. Here, here, here. Well, I don't see anything really. This is giving up the exchange here. Oh, that's a mate. Oh, that's a nice game. I will tell him. Okay, I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.